Okay, I get it. Christmas has been over for a little while, and one of the problems with putting up a lot of Christmas decorations is that you have a lot of decorations to take down. So yes, this did take me a little while, but today's video, I'll finally be taking everything down and cleaning up a bit. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit sad when I take everything down, but it does open up the space a bit. And what that did for me this year was give me all the ideas to start new projects. But anyway, let me know in the comments, have you already beat me and taken down all of your stuff? Or are you kind of a straggler and take a little while to get it down? But for me, it is easier to take down than put up. So that's the good thing. And I'm going to start in the dining room, because that's where I first started putting up the decorations. So I'm just going to start taking them down in this area as well, and then just move throughout the house. So in total, it took me about 3 days to get everything inside of the house down, organized, and put away and cleaned up. But I had like over 5 hours of footage of taking it down. So I debated to like make this a longer video or just split it in 2 videos. And what I did was just cut out a lot of it and then just made it one somewhat longer video. So with that being said, in today's video, I'll be taking down the whole house. So that includes 2 Christmas trees, all the decorations on the Christmas trees. I had 2 console tables and my guest bathroom, and then my whole living room area. Now, one thing I was so happy that I did before was go through some of my empty bins and reorganize the attic a bit. Like, is it beautiful and perfect? No, it's not, but I mean, it is so much better than what it was before. So this process went a lot smoother. Also, another thing I did was I did buy a lot of new decor this year because I changed up the way that I did my Christmas tree. So I bought some like new ornaments and color schemes and things like that. So as I was buying things, I have to start, this is what I'm doing now. I'm consciously thinking about how I'm going to store and organize it now that I'm trying to get into the organizing habit. So as I was buying stuff, I was also buying storage bins. So that was kind of awesome for me to have, because whenever I took everything away, I had enough bins, especially for all the extra stuff that I bought. I will go through and reorganize some of the bins that I already had, like this one. I want to try and color code a little bit because next year I already know what I want to do. I want to change it up again. So, but just add like more traditional colors. So I'm slowly going towards the more traditional route, but I have other colors available if I want to move more towards neutrals and so forth. So that's how I plan to organize and put everything away. So I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot to put up. It is a lot to take down. It's hard, it's time consuming, but is it worth it? To me, yes, I think it is. In fact, whenever I was taking down the Christmas tree, Sailor, my oldest daughter, she told me if I could please leave the Christmas tree up for one more day. So that's kind of why I did it in sections, well, because I was tired, right? So that's how I started in this room. And then the Christmas tree is the big Christmas tree in the living room is the very last thing I take down, because she wanted me to wait one more day. But then again, that also gave me a little break. So speaking of taking a break, whenever I am cleaning or decorating or organizing or doing a lot of housework, I have like a breaking point where I'm like, I cannot get anything else done today, no matter where I'm at. Some days it's different. Some days it's like a couple of hours. Sometimes I can get more done. Sometimes I can't. But in between, I will kind of just take a mental break. And I have noticed that I have been just like going on social media a lot. And that is one habit that I want to break. I know that I do stuff on social media, but I like browse social media a lot and I'm on it way too often. And sometimes it doesn't make me feel good. So I have been like looking at other ways to still be able to take a mental break, but it not be like directly on social media. And I have seen a lot of people try out the game June's Journey. So I had to give it a try for myself, and I also wanted to thank June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. So if you love murder mystery stories and the glamour of the 1920s, then you will love the game June's Journey, which is a hidden object mystery game with captivating detective stories, taking you back to that era. So the main protagonist of the game is June Parker, and she's on a quest to solve the murder of her sister and also uncover many of the family's secrets. So within this, you are tasked to find all of the hidden clues within each picture. There will be a word displayed down below, and you will be required to find that object within the screen. So here I was having a little bit of trouble finding the lamppost on the picture. It can be tricky, but don't worry, I got it. The thing that I love about June's Journey is that you can find all of the hidden objects and these beautiful, vibrant scenes. This gave me a moment to take a step back from all of the undecorating and mess and chaos and have a little fun. June's Journey is a completely free game to download, and all you have to do is click on the link in the below description. June's Journey is available on both Android and Apple devices and through your PC through your Facebook games. So thanks again, June's Journey, for sponsoring the video today.
We have met before. It's the same as always, waiting at the airport with your coat and gloves. Same time every winter, smiling like you knew me. And now all my emotions are searching for you in places we've never been. Now I'm starting to realize the chance I've been given, but I am so afraid. Oh, if I am lucky then I will see you again next year. If my wishes still come true, I will see you again next year. Do my hopes stay down there?
I'm starting with a smaller tree, and this one is a 7-foot tree, and the way that I undecorate my trees is kind of the opposite of the way that I decorate them. So whenever I start decorating, I first, put up the tree, and then I put on the lights, and then I put on the ribbon, and then I put on the picks, and then I put on specialty ornaments, and then I put on ball ornaments. And then the way I take down my tree is backwards. So first I take off all the ball ornaments, and then the specialty ornaments, and then all the picks and stuff, and then the ribbon. And then the ribbon I segregate and then roll it up and then just tie it with a rubber band, because whenever I double layer my ribbon, I'll mix and match it, so I don't always do the same ribbon all the time, or at least I haven't in the last couple of years. So I also had these waterfall lights, I think that's what they were called, and whenever I was putting them up, they kind of got all tangled. So I like these because you can just put them up and then cascade them down. And then the other ones you have to wrap around the tree, so they're a little bit easier to get in and out as long as they don't tangle up. And these did tangle up for me. So I kind of either individually wrap them, but it took me a little while. So it took me a little while to get these out of the tree. But then once I get all the lights out of the tree, then I can just take apart the tree and put it in a tree bag. So a question I wanted to ask y'all is, do y'all use tree bags to put your Christmas trees in? The first time I ever used a tree bag was 2 years ago. I ordered some off of Amazon, and then whenever I purchased this tree it's from King of Christmas, it came with a tree bag. Not this one. The other tree bag is upstairs. I'll use it for my garland and stuff like that. But yeah, I really like them opposed to the box because I can get them in and out of the attic a lot easier, and they do hold, in most cases, the whole tree.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find feel so alive.
So you gotta love all of the flocking. I think in my house, at least, you just know that when you take everything down, it's going to look like it snowed inside your house, as well as a glitter bomb just went off everywhere. Now, one thing I don't do after I take down all my decorations is redecorate for winter. I feel like decorating for winter is kind of goes into like my Christmas, and the fact that today it is 80 degrees outside, it doesn't feel wintry. Now, we do get cold fronts, right? So it does get cold, but I kind of keep it a clean slate for a little while. It feels empty to me. I know people like it bare bones, but it just feels a little bit empty to me. But come springtime is when I add more color and kind of redecorate. Now, I mentioned before that this time when I took down everything, I am getting like new visions to redecorate. Oh, real quick, that is dog throw up. You just never know what you're going to get over here. There's always something, and you'll see later on that the girls somehow got slime all over my table. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take down the girls' tree and put away all of the little ornaments into a box. But we started off looking at new furniture to get for our living room. Again, we have been in this house for almost 8 years. We built it, and there's a lot of things that we have not changed since the day we moved in. I did like a mass purchase of a lot of furniture and decor because it was such a bigger space from what we had before. So, an investment in all those pieces, I decided I was just going to keep them and hadn't changed in a long time. So I'm starting to get wanting to change a lot of the furniture pieces out, including doing demo in some of the areas in our house. So some of the home projects that we were looking forward to this year was to do our primary bathroom, like retile it and then rip out the shower and redo the shower. It's my fault. I have not kept up really good cleaning in it. The grout is stained. There's mildew on the sheetrock above the shower. It needs to be redone. Also, the guest bathroom I want to redo. Like I said, the living room, I want to get new furniture and get a new vibe there. And then our forever closet, that project that I've been wanting to do for a long time, also get that going probably closer in the fall. Now, I know I've been talking about these projects for a while, but I am excited to say that I did order furniture for the living room, but it's back ordered until the end of March. And then we did get a quote to do our primary bathroom. So we had somebody come out, give us a quote, and he's like, okay, here it is. I can start tomorrow. So we just jumped in. So, as I speak, our primary bathroom is getting demoed, and we picked out new tile, new floors. So it's going to be pretty much completely different, and I am recording that one. I just don't know 100% when it's going to be ready, but I'm definitely going to post that entire transformation when it is ready.
Singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up our love friends, fill up the car till it bends because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long, and we don't need no chaperone.
I went back and forth a couple times on how I was going to store all my organization. Last year, I bought some red bins, and I told myself that everything that was Christmas, I was going to put in red bins, and then everything that was like a different holiday season, I was going to put in other bins, and I was going to color code them all. But then I would just go to Target, and they didn't have any red bins, so I'm just like, I need the bins, right now, so I can do this when I get home. And I ended up just buying clear bins. In the past, you've probably seen me when I put away some of my decor, is that I started using the Elephant Tracks labeling system. And that is, you can just buy the little barcodes on Amazon. and they're really affordable, like $10. It just depends on how many you buy. One of my subscribers had mentioned them to me, and I did not use them here because I have so many bins of Christmas decor that I am kind of rearranging everything. I'm going to, since this is the first year I used a lot of red, then I am going to put like all of my red ornaments in one bin and then all of my silver ornaments in another bin, and I don't know, switch it up. Now, I don't know. I just didn't know if I was going to put the same thing in the same bin every single time. Now, I know a lot of people, and kind of what's common is that each organizing bin, you have one per room. So like, let's say the dining room, I would take down the dining room and put everything into just that one bin. And then I would do the same thing for like my entryway console table, put all of that stuff into one bin. I did not do it that way because I decorate differently every year. So, or at least the last couple of years, I have just been organizing them by category. So if anything is like small little breakable type object, I'm going to put it in one storage bin. Anything that goes on the tree and is color coded, I'm going to put it in another bin, and you get what I'm saying. So I decided to do it that way, and I couldn't decide if I was going to, everything works when I put up my tree next year, then I'll do it the same way. But I just had commitment issues with the things that are going to go into the certain bins. And maybe it sounds like I'm overcomplicating this way too much, but I did think about it a lot.
Let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss still burning. Didn't know I missed this passion in life. Now I'm addicted somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile? It's impossible, not melting, irresistible. When I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied, getting over this surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered.
So here's what I was talking about earlier with the slime. If you watched my video, I don't know how long ago it was, a couple weeks ago, I had said that I don't buy slime. I don't like even Play-Doh or anything like that because it just gets everywhere. And the girls had gotten slime it was like a Secret Santa gift exchange. So whatever gift they swapped out, of course they opened it and it was slime. And it got all over their kids' table, the white table. I ended up getting it out with the pink stuff. And I don't even know how it's even possible to get over here. I wonder if somebody like threw it and then it landed in this back corner. I don't know. But the point is that it's on my console table and it's on the wall. I know that I could follow them around and make sure that they don't put it in places they're not supposed to go. But yeah, I don't know. Fail on my part. Somehow it ended up over here and not on the table where it was supposed to stay. So all of the slime is in the trash now. This is hopefully the last of it that I'm going to find. And I'm just glad that I was able to get it up. So now I can say I have had Play-Doh in my rugs, stuck in my rugs. I've had stickers all over my walls. I've had writing a little bit on my walls. And now I have had slime stuck to my console table and my walls. So anybody else have anything interesting all over their walls or floors? Let me know. I'm not the only one. Let me know what happened. Leave me your story below. You guys know I love listening to your stories. So here, when I had it all over my table, I asked y'all on Instagram what would get it out of the table, the stain on the table. You guys said the pink stuff. You guys said magic eraser, and both of those worked pretty well. So I'm going to go with the pink stuff this time, and it seems to be working pretty good. So we've had dog throw up on the floor, slime on the console table. Let's see what we can pull off of these walls. So I found this sticky putty on Amazon, and it's supposed to be like where you don't have to put a nail or anything onto your like walls or stuff. And if it's something light, then you can just use a sticky putty and it will stick. I don't know how confident I was getting it unstuck, but it does rip off a little bit on the wall. So I'm going to put away this Grinch bathroom and I'm going to see the damage on the walls. Now, I assumed that it would probably leave little marks, but my whole thought process is that I'm going to repaint this whole bathroom anyway. And if I see these marks stuck on the wall, then it's just more reason to get it done quicker.
I'm saying let's go. You're saying maybe. Let's find a disco. You're stuck at home being so lazy. Hey. Give me some, give me some, give me some, give me some, give me some energy. Wanna come, wanna come, wanna come, wanna come, wanna come dance with me. Give me some, give me some, give me some, give me some, give me some energy. Wanna come, wanna come, wanna come, wanna come, wanna come dance with me. There's no fire without smoke, I ain't letting you go. I can see you buzzing like you can't say no. There's no fire without smoke, I ain't letting you go.
So whenever we were cleaning the upstairs attic, we found a ton of bubble wrap, and Chris was going to throw it away, but I was like, no, I can wrap all of my, more delicate Christmas items in all of the bubble wrap. So that's what I'm going to do in this area, is get all of that stuff down, and then I'm going to take down the rest of the living room, and then the next day I'll come back down and take down the tree. So in my last video, I was telling you guys how I was reading a book by Vanessa Van Edwards, and it was called Captivate. And the whole basis behind the book is how to better understand people, build better relationships with either, your spouse, your family, your colleagues at work, and kind of understanding what drives and motivates people. And I thought it was interesting because I was looking at it in a point of view of, why are some people like really motivated to clean their house? Why are some people like organized to a T? And why is it so difficult for some people? And so I was learning a lot about different personalities, and I talked about 5 different personality traits that I learned from her book called The Big Five. The first one is openness, or how open you are to trying new things, or are you more reserved? The next one is your conscientiousness, and that is how planned out you are. So are you a planner? Are you a scheduler? Are you very organized? Or are you not so much? Do you tend to find it harder to get that stuff done, or harder to stay organized, or you don't need to be on a super strict schedule? That one I felt like I ranked a little bit in the middle. But the next one is extroversion, like how you are around people. Are you more, closed off? Is it really easy for you to make small talk and start conversations? The next one was agreeableness. Are you very inclined to agreeing with people, maybe people pleasing a little bit, or are you not so much? And then the last one was neuroticism. Now, neuroticism is how you handle your emotions. So if you're in let's say a sticky situation, you may experience a lot more anxiety. I know a lot of people have been saying whenever they're taking down their Christmas decorations, everything is so much anxiety because there's mess around. Maybe that could be a personality indicator of higher on the neuroticism chart. So kind of just depends. But in continuing reading her book, she also talks about the different types of primary values. And what I got out of this is these primary values are motivators. I feel like this is, whatever your primary value is, it's what is going to drive you or motivate you. So in her book, she references this as every relationship needs some kind of exchange between these values. We tend to give more of the value that we have an abundance of and take more of a value that we crave or need more of. So based on her book, these 6 categories of values are: the first one is love, or the desire to feel accepted. The second one is service, or the desire to feel supported. The third one is status, the desire to feel in charge and respected. The fourth one is money, the desire to feel financially stable. The fifth one is goods, the desire to collect things and preserve sentiments. And the sixth one is information, or the desire to feel informed. Now, these categories of values are a little bit different from the 5 love languages. So take this as an example. We have this one friend and he has it all. He has everything, but he also likes to tell you about everything he has, everything he's done. And sometimes we would think of it as him coming off as a little bit bragging about stuff. But kind of after understanding this, it's like, that's just his primary value is status. He wants to be recognized. He wants to be known, in charge, and respected. So there's nothing kind of wrong with that. That just so happens to be his primary value. Whenever we see people who have a lot of things in their home and big collections, and you wonder why they're not decluttering and they're not so minimal, it's like, okay, this is starting to make a little more sense. What if their primary value is goods? Their desire to collect things makes it so important to them. It has emotional feeling to them. Now, unless it's becoming a huge issue, it's like, why deprive that person of their primary value, because that's not the same as your primary value. People who may stay up late, work all ends of the day, their primary value may be money. They want the exchange of money and stability. I know that we can think in some cases when people are trying to make money that it seems greedy and inauthentic, but that could just be what drives them, what motivates them, what their primary value is. Why do people start YouTube channels, right? It could be status, it could be money, it could be the desire to exchange information. Whenever you are cleaning your house, do you like to have somebody help you? Is service your primary value? Or do you like to do it all yourself? Is status your primary value in that case? So I feel like just understanding some of this helps you better understand people's different personalities, and instead of trying to work against them because they're not the exact same as you and they don't do things the exact same way that you do them, then you kind of respect what their primary values are and what's important to them. And that way you can exchange that. You can provide them service, let's say, help with cleaning if that's what they need. Or if they want to do it themselves and feel in charge, then that just may be something that's important to them. If somebody's primary value is love, they may need to feel like they're included and they're always in the know, and they're invited to all the functions that you have. Otherwise, they could get really upset, feeling like they weren't included or they weren't accepted or appreciated. If your primary value is information, you may always have the news on. You may always be curious what is going on, what other people are doing. Reading a lot, learning a lot, and thrive off of getting more and more information. Now, let me know what your primary value is down below. Again, they are love, service, status, money, goods, and information. And I don't think any of these are like good or bad. I don't think that if you choose money that you're greedy. I think we need to get over that mindset. I don't think if you choose status and you want to feel respected, that that's a bad thing. So we need to get over all of these terms and really figure out what motivates us, what can get us up and going. And you can even use this information to help with other relationships. So again, this is all coming from the book that I'm reading called Captivate by Vanessa Van Edwards. And basically helping understand people better, and like for me, understanding myself better.
Life was dull until you came. I was breathless when we first met. Couldn't keep my hands away. I was speechless when we first met. Yeah, you took the pain away. Didn't mind my scars, mend my broken heart. Life was dull until you came. Now I see in color again. It could rain, I don't mind if it pours, 'cause I'm right next to you. Come rain or come
So the house is looking more and more empty, which is good because I'll have a clean slate to work with. Like that back wall, I'm taking down those two long, like farmhousey door looking things, trying to figure out what to do on that back wall. And then tomorrow I'm going to tackle the rest of the living room. So if you remember, I hung our stockings with these command hooks. And I will say that over the time, they did start slowly falling down. When we turned on the fireplace, I don't know if it was the heat. Every single time, like one would fall down. So Chris went, I don't know, he went and super glued some of them. So obviously that is going to take off the paint. And that's the big command strip that we use to hang the wreath with. So that is where we're at with our fireplace. Now, I know some of you guys are probably cringing right now, but I'm just like, whatever. It adds to like the distress look of that fireplace anyway. And after doing our bathroom, I am, like I mentioned earlier, we're starting our bathroom demo and tiling. We had been wanting to change up that wall in the fireplace. I would go back and forth because it's not like a big priority, but it is like the main statement in the living room, especially once the tree is down. And I was like, I wonder if we were to rip out that and do something on this whole wall all the way up to the ceiling. But here I am again going off on another decorating makeover tangent. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do. So anyway, that's why it's not like that big of a deal if some of the paint came off, because in my mind, I'm like, oh, well, we can change it. So my personality type, obviously, I talked about openness, that I am like open to new ideas, new things, So my openness is a little high. Probably explains why I want to change things up, try something new, be a little sporadic. But I will say one thing I will not do that is sporadic is I will not go skydiving. That is one thing, spontaneous thing that I will never do. Let me know in the comments below. Have you guys ever skydived? I don't know what made me think of this, because sometimes when I think of being sporadic and open and in the moment trying new things, I always think of skydiving, and I'm like, nope, I will never do that. So leave me a comment below. Have you guys ever done that? All right, but anyway, I'm going to start taking down the rest of this living room.
For someone to give me help, all I'm asking for is just some space and some time, then I'll be alright. I've been having thoughts in my mind, I can't get out. Tell me things I can't say myself, from you and nobody else. Everything is out of my sight. This is all so new to me. I can do.
Now, this is a wreath box protector that I got from Amazon. If you saw my attic organization, Chris actually made me, well, I guess he just kind of put like a wood piece there, like in the attic, where I could hang all of my wreaths. So I do that for all the rest of my wreaths. And then this is like one of my nicer wreaths. So I keep the lights in there, and then I'll just use this wreath protector box to put stuff in. You can also use it for garland and anything else that obviously you don't want damaged. I got most of this stuff all from Amazon. Now, the way I take down the tree is the same way that I put the tree up. If you saw when I decorated this tree, I decorated it in two sections, and then the top two pieces I decorate on the ground, and then Chris will put it up on the top because this is a 12-foot tree. So I kind of do the same thing when undecorating it. I have him take down the top two layers. I put it on a whole separate tree stand, and that makes it so easy for me to take stuff down. Now, I won't recommend this if you are like doing it by yourself, because it can get really heavy. So yes, I would just say be very cautious if you are doing that when you're decorating and when you're undecorating. I have help. We've been doing this for a couple of years. Obviously, we are still very careful when we do it, but I wouldn't want anyone to kind of get hurt testing this out. Now, the way I'm going to organize this is I have a new bin that I got that I'm going to put all of my red specialty ornaments in, and then I'm going to have a bin just for the red ball ornaments. And then right there in that red box is where I used to store all of my Christmas tree decorations, but what I'm going to do is move all of the white, silver, and gold ball ornaments into this tub. Any of them that are too small, some of these are damaged. Either the top kind of fell off, or there might be a hole in them. They're all plastic, so I don't really buy glass ornaments because just because. And I'm going to move all of that in there, and then that way I can re-put ribbon or whatever in this red box. This red box bag is from At Home, and it is not hard, so it's not like solid, so I wouldn't like store it and put a bunch of stuff on top of it. These are just kind of like bags.
But I'm never alone. On a road to a river I want. And you see, I'll go with the
So remember these cascading lights? Well, I wrapped them up each individually, so maybe they'd be easier to wrap up, but this did take a while. So like I said, I'm kind of testing out the best way to like untangle these and put them up, because they are easier than unwrapping, but it's just getting them all untangled. Now, I just use plastic bags to separate my specialty ornaments. I feel like it'll help protect them a little bit, but it's not too much extra work. The next thing I'll do is pull out all of the ribbon, and then I will separate the ribbon so that they're all matching, and then I'll just roll it up with my hand and then tie a rubber band around it.
never believe. And you know I'm here on my own, a long way from home. It's where I belong. Following what is burning. I am strong, I am finally where I belong. On my own, I have made it a long way from home. On my own, I can do anything.
The next thing before I take down the tree is to take off all of the lights. These are all of the extra lights that we added to the tree. A couple of years ago, I found this light bag off of Amazon, and it came with these cardboard things, like that thing that I'm using there. One of the pieces broke off, but you wrap the lights around it, and it's pretty sturdy, but again, it is cardboard. And then you just place those cardboard things into the bag with all of the lights. And then once I get all of the lights off of both sections in the tree and put away, then it's time to take apart the tree. This tree is in 5 different sections, so instead of bringing the tree bag down here and then like carrying the tree bag upstairs, what we're doing is just taking each section down one by one and carrying it upstairs. And then in our upstairs closet is where we have the tree bag. We'll put this in. This tree, we have to put it in 2 tree bags. I ordered one off of Amazon, and it said it fit a 15 foot tree. Ours is only 12 and it did not. So I ended up having to order 2 tree bags to fit this one tree in. So here is the bag that I was talking about earlier. It is the perfect size and just so happens to fit all of our lights on the tree. This was that starburst light that we got this year and added to the top of the tree. I don't know if we'll do something different next year because that light was so bright. Even with all the lights off and when we turned the tree on, it was just extremely bright. It looked beautiful. So we'll just see next year. So the last thing I'm going to do is vacuum up all of the glitter, the mass amounts of glitter and the mass amounts of the flocking that came off of the tree whenever we were taking the tree apart and putting it away. Now I am going to vacuum up these dang ornament hooks. I always find them. They always get sucked up into the vacuum, but it's better to get sucked up into the vacuum than for me to step on them, I guess. So thank you guys always for watching, and don't forget to check out and download June's Journey. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already so you can follow along all of my projects, and I will see you guys in my next video.